Sandra TV is here. We the best now in time. Oh, listening to Sandra TV. We the
It's been a minute, ladies and gentlemen. It's been one minute since we have last entered this arena to discuss conversations. As you can see, we are developing or trying to develop this topic or this segment of the show called the Unfiltered Conversations. As of now, we do not know where we're going to place it. Maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday, but we know that it's going to be unfiltered. And just like the name is very, very unfiltered. If you've been following us for a while, you will understand and you will know that here on Sandra Network, we are a non-political institution. We do not support any political movement. We are not pro-government. We're not anti-government. We just speak it just like it is. We give you our uh, unbiased opinion. So it is very important that when we come here to have these conversations, again, your topics, your inputs are all significantly important to us. And we are joined as always with the indomitable, the hardworking member of Samja Communication Network in Honorable Nathan S. Biakna. Nathan, my man, how you doing today, buddy?
Yeah, am I live?
You are.
Okay, good. It is a pleasure being here today. I'm good. Today I've been so very hectic, but
Mm.
it is a work that we chose to do to inform the Liberian people as per what is happening, providing the latest news in the country, getting them to be informed concerning every bit issues that is surrounding our country, issue that is affecting our nation, issue that is bringing growth and development to our country, issue that is educating and issue that will inform the Liberian people. So it is a work that we sign up to. So it is good doing this work, and more precisely, it is also the work that also educate us, inform us, and make us to be on top of our game. So it is good. It is good being here, and we are very grateful for the opportunity. I'm doing extremely well by the grace of God. I'm doing extremely well, exceptionally well. I'm so good. I'm excited to be here today.
Absolutely, Nathan. It's so very good to have you here as always. My man. You didn't get to tell us what happened today, my man. We know you went live. You were out there having live
Yeah.
stream. I mean, you have to tell the people what the because they're wondering. Leon we saw Center Communication Network going live today. You know what's happening. We saw dignitaries there. We saw the president there. So
Yeah.
what's
Yeah. So today basically was the Liberia Technology Summit, and this summit
Mhm.
has been organized by the Ministry of Posts and Telecommunications. And today's summit happened to be the second edition of the summit. Last year, it was held at the same ministerial complex, and we were contacted to go and see how best we can provide coverage for the summit. And we
Mhm.
were there providing coverage for the summit, wherein we have the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs and head of the cabinet. Nathaniel Crabbe was there today, and then we'll have the resident coordinator of UNDP in Liberia. We also had the minister, not the minister of youth and sport. We had the central bank governor there today. We have the LTA team, which are represented by Commissioner Patrick Honda and BM Fofana. And we
Okay.
had a lot of dignitary. We had the university president, Dr. Maparan, the University of Liberia president was there today. Dr. Maparan
Dr. My
was
problem.
there. Yeah. That our program was there. And it was a lively conversation because you know that Liberia today, that we see Liberia today, Liberia is way beyond technology in terms of digital driven. Liberia is way beyond. We are far below or beneath the standard when it comes to technology. So, and the Ministry of Post and Telecommunication decided to craft this idea that will bring young people together to ensure that we discuss the issue of technology that will bring our country far above the standard that we want it to be in the next coming days. So there were a lot of things achieved today. People have some technical knowledge. People were given the opportunity to express themselves how they feel about technology. People were given the opportunity to express their dream, their passion for technology. It was good. We have people represented from the student community. We have people represented from all government sectors were there today. And we have over 500 persons attending the summit today. It was good because the Minister of Post and Telecommunication was very excited when the President of the Republic of Liberia said that if in fact he issued a proclamation that Liberia should observe July 21st. Fast forward or moving forward, every 21st of July will be a working holiday. So it was declared today. The president of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Ambassador Braga, issued that proclamation today, and we all were very excited about that because a president who is a BBC, he normally call himself BBC born before computer, so we just call him BBC for short. A BBC president is making or announcing a proclamation making July 21st to be a national, not a national, but a working holiday. Issue a
Working
proclamation
holiday.
today.
Yeah.
It is a milestone achievement for Minister Kumar and the Ministry of Post and Telecommunication and the entire telecommunication sector in our country, and even for the young people. So tomorrow again we'll be there to provide live coverage, as tomorrow will be the last day, last and the final day of the Tech Summit in Liberia. And tonight we will also be reporting from the ministerial complex again. Now the Eddie Johnson Sirleaf Ministerial Complex. We have the Golden Image Award is been happening or is it is happening now as we speak currently at the ministerial complex, where the vice president of the Republic of Liberia is representing the president there and the entire government of Liberia. Some other government official will be award tonight, and they will work away some prestigious award, most honorable person of the year. There will be some that will be given in terms of integrity, in terms of punctuality, in terms of commitment to the job and other stuff. So today was a whole bomb blast day, and just imagine again we have to multitask ourselves to be reporting and covering some stories as it relates to the recent just issue in our country. So today was a full blasting day in Liberia. At least to forget, Finabono was also arrested, taken to the Morris Central Prison, Saw Beach, where she will spend her first night today based on allegation of corruption in his country. And in addition to that, we also had the criminal court see the resident judge order the arrest of all the 15 jurors who participated in the criminal sabotage case against former finance minister Samuel Twe. And then for all education, the case involving former minister Samuel Twe will be recorded, and Samuel Twe will have to go and face justice over for all education for what we are seeing and what we are reporting. The former finance minister of the Republic of Liberia, Honorable Samuel D. Twe, is not yet free for him. He will have to go and face justice. And just within that period, we saw a release from Samuel Toya that he will not go back to face any criminal charges. As a matter of fact, 15 grand jury declare him free. He is not guilty of any criminal charges. No president in this country or around the world can even make him to go and face another court process. And his team of lawyers will never go and find any bomb concerning the criminal charges that were leveraged against him. So Samuel Toya is resisting justice at this period, though they are not yet calling yet, because he has already taken his stand. His position statement was very clear that he is not going back to any court to face anyone in terms of judicial process that will be given to him again or that will be afforded to him. So it was clear today. Today was a full blast day in Liberia. So for
Yes,
my point,
it's
yeah,
and
for my
that's
point, I
that's why
think
we are here.
this is
That's
yes,
why
for my
that's why
point.
we are here. We are here to
Yeah,
unfilter all of those things that have happened in Liberia, and that's why
yeah,
we have having this unfiltered
yeah,
conversation. But again, don't let me take a show from me. This is your show. Absolutely, you see, my name is not. This is you, and this is your show. I'm just here to. I'm here as a guest today, so I'm gonna turn it over to you after we take our short musical break. I'll turn the show over to you, boss man. We'll get started.
In time, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up. to Central TV. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up to Central TV. Veronica the boss for Central TV. She here to give you the best.
All right, Nathan, over to you, buddy.
Okay. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we will officially begin this conversation tonight, this unfiltered conversation. And we want to say many thanks to our CEO, Mr. Sam Graham, for affording all the opportunity and the platform. We also want to extend thanks to our host and the co-host for this unfiltered conversation, Mrs. Veronica Graham is the host for this unfiltered conversation and the Saturday dialogue on leadership. And in studio today we have Mr. Winston Quinnan, and we also have Mr. Leo Twazama, who is the host for the Youth Prime Time on the on the Scene Central Communication Network and the Central TV on Facebook. So, Mr. Quinn, I will give you just a minute to introduce yourself, then we'll get to Leo, please.
Good evening. This is my name is Winston Quina, and it's a pleasure being here this evening. This is not my first time anyway, so I'm happy to be back at the Central Network, and I hope that we have a very peaceful and understanding dialogue as it relates to the growth and development of our country.
Sure, we will always have a peaceful and understanding dialogue. So, we move to Leon Transaman, who is the host for the Youth Prime Time. We will give you the opportunity to kind of introduce yourself, the people who are watching, the public is watching.
So, to our friends out there who are watching, my name is Leon Twazaman. As always, you have seen me on the Friday segment a lot of time because that's what we do here. And it's honored to be here. This is my first appearance on the Unfiltered Conversation, so I hope that we hope to give our input unbiasedly. Thank you, Nathan.
Yep. So again, to our follower, we say keep following us. You can comment. Your view will be well taken. We'll read it out, and then you can also share if you are following us to give your own perspective on what is happening in the country. So we'll first begin with the issue of Finagbono. We all know that Finagbono was a former chief of protocol at the executive mansion with former president George Manuel Weah. And now she had been facing a lot of criminal case at the Supreme Court of Liberia, and it up to do about this egregious riot that was purporting the street of Monrovia and other money laundering and other stuff, mismanagement of government funds and other stuff. So Finabona filing the bill of a bond from $8 million, and today it was finally denied by the Supreme Court of Liberia, especially criminal code C again. And then she was taken to the Moreira Central Prison today on finding of corruption. And some are trying to make the case to appear like it is witch hunting. Government is not doing well in terms of fighting corruption. Government don't want to fight corruption. They are witch hunting people and other stuff. And some are saying yes, government is trying to ensure that people who mismanage state reforms, they should be able to fit the full weight of law. So we'll move to Winston. Winston, what do you make of the entire process? Because I know you two have been following social media. What do you make of Finabono process today? As it relates to I think Winston is out. He will come back. So like I was saying earlier,
Mhm.
Finabono we spent our first night at the Moreira Central Prison tonight. What do you make of Finabono process?
So, Nathan, thank you. Let's and for me, I love to be very fair and transparent to everybody, regardless of what it is. I think that Finabono going to the Monrovia Central Prison again sends a very strong message from the government that look, we don't care who you are, we don't care what you have done. If you have been found guilty by the law, you will be disciplined accordingly. I think that is a massive step towards fixing corruption in Liberia. That past government officials and present government officials will see that as a precedent that is being set by the president and his team. That regardless of the fact of who you are, what you have done for Liberia, what you have cheated the Liberian people, once at some point in your time you have stolen from us, whether it is through cash, whether it is through resources, the fact that you have taken things from the Liberian people, you are going to pay for it. And if it's
Sure.
unaccounted for, you have to bear the weight of the law. Like we have always said in Liberia, that the Lord has no title. It don't matter whether you are the president or vice president. Once you have stolen from us, you have to pay. And I must commend the judge who had the integrity without fear and favor to say no. You have to go to prison before we can even start talking about bond. Right? You have to go to prison. We have all seen, or we have all been around through the city-led government. We even now to former Minister Samuel Twe, we we know for some bit, and then we are not accusing anybody on the show, but we know for some bit that the city-led government did some things. Was around money lost around here. All of a sudden we hear former chief of protocol Finabono having gracious right, not trying to let us know where the resources of that money comes from. We don't we are all for empowerment. We all want to see people empowered, but if you can provide the source of your income, then you will not be in this situation. So I also want to commend her too for voluntarily going to the South Beach. She didn't hesitate. She did not put a resistance. She voluntarily went to the South Beach, and as reported on Sandra Communication Network, she was uh assisted in the process by D. Mazda Kamaya. And I want to commend her for that. But regardless of what it is, the law will always be the law. That if you take money that is not accounted for, you have to let us know how your source of income came about. So I think until uh former chief of protocol Finapono bounds be set and she get released from custody, she's a prisoner. She's not a free lady anymore because she already entered the ground of the sub beach. So I want to commend the judge for that. That is a progress going, and nobody here is witch hunting for Nabondo, but we are just being appreciative for the fact that the president and his team are not sitting down. They promise us accountability, they promise us leadership, and we are saying it. So my 1 cent on that issue is like, look, we thank the president for doing that. We thank the justice system for doing that. We know we are not there yet, but we are making gradual process. It's often said in our Liberian vernacular that a journey of 1,000 might begin with a simple step. So these are steps that we want to see the president doing along with his team. So we commend them for doing that. We also appreciate Fina Bono for turning herself in. And we hope that when she's innocent, she's proven innocent. When she's guilty, the Lord take its course, Nathan.
But yes, yes. Thank you. But I think this is not the first time happening like Liberia. It happened back then with the case of Brian Samuel, who was uh, who was uh, who was also found by the court again, and now it's Bono. I think people should be accountable for what they do in government and other stuff. But specifically, before we can give a view, I think the what we say is Bono is facing charges on money laundering. Some of the reasons listed why financing Subbish today. She is facing charges on money laundering, theft of property, misuse of public money funds, criminal conspiracy, and criminal facilitation, starting from November 2025 was around the county grand jury indictment. So this is the reason why FINA is going to Moreira Central Prison today. But Winston, how do we make a FINA motor case today at criminal court C?
Basically, Nathan, I have no special interest in Finabono as an individual. The law is the law, and I think if anyone goes against the law of Liberia, they should be punished according to law, and there's no one above the law. So, if and only if all we can pray for is and all we can push for is that the justice system should remain fair, that she should have a very fair trial, and there should be no interference. The case should be void of political influence. That's what we push for. And the next thing is, I also urge this government to actually be, let them forget about the issue of selective justice. That's one thing am seeing, because if you are bringing Finabono to book today, I'm expecting that today or tomorrow, when an official of government is involved, I want to see them handcuffed and sent to sub beach the same way. That's what Liberians want to see. That's what the world wants to see. That's what justice should be like. Of recent, because we are still watching the government, we are still watching the president and see how they handle some of these cases. Of recent, we saw that uh, this issue of the civil service boss attending a political rally, and up to now, we have not seen a clear-cut position from the executive, except for the Senate. And because the Senate have been vocal of recent, they have been labeled. Government officials, the executive branch, have attacked the Senate on several occasions from different angles, only because the Senate is being straightforward at this time. They call Josiah Joker for questioning. They call other government officials who insulted them because of their stance, and they call them also for questioning, and they came on a serious attack from the Unity Party and that of the executive branch of government. So we are looking at these things. These are dangerous path for any country to path, don't mean to tread. So we pray that the government will see reason to be, I mean, straightforward in their dealings, and peace, overall peace will prevail.
I think on the issue of Josiah Jukad, I think he wants to appear before the Senate, but I think they will have to complete the process. The head of the police, Greco Kumo, he was there, and then I think he made some statement or stuff, but they re-invited him, and the Senate even threatened him that if he fails to come and answer a question, they will have to do a vote no confidence in the CSA boss. So I think they are trying to reschedule him for him to appear before the Liberian Senate to give reason as to why he would allegedly would pack the T-shirt to attend a political rally, which is against the law, the code of conduct. And he has his own justification because when that was being said, he came up with his own justification and other stuff. So mind you, it is an argument, it is a legal battle, but I think the Senate will continue to mind pressure so that Joka can be given due process in order to prove himself right or wrong. So it will be left with the Senate and the
No,
the yes.
here is my point. Here's my point. Nathan, let me come in.
No, I got your
The,
point. Your
the
point here
executive
is
branch, yes. When the Senate have made a recommendation to the executive branch, the president needs to act on the recommendation from the Senate. Now, if the president cannot act, and you keep saying you have to, where will you have a time? A time need to be at a court, and Joga cannot still be serving as the civil service boss at the same time facing court trial. So recusal needs to be done in the process while he faith court trial. Those are things that I want to see, not to keep dancing around it.
Yeah, so we are saying this. He will be given a time to speak at the Liberian Senate. I'm very sure next week, Toka will be at the Liberian Senate to explain to the Liberian Senate because as I was told, they have recalled him to go back to the Senate to explain to the Liberian people. And we'll also be able to cover it. We'll also be able to cover that, and once that process is done by the Liberian Senate, we'll also come here and discuss it. But for now, we cannot. For me personally, I cannot say uh, Tukai is right or Tukai is wrong. But I'll move on to the next topic that has to do with former Finance Minister Samuel Twe. Samuel Twe today, Samuel Twe today wrote some caption that he will never subscribe to any judicial process in Liberia again. And at the same time, criminal court see just fire order the arrest of the 15 jury, the 15 jury in order the arrest of them, and they are going to face prosecution. Honestly speaking, they're going to face prosecution because it was I think the court found some reason beyond all reasonable doubt that they had to prosecute them because they said alleged jury tempting. So yes, Winston, why it is true that we forbid witch hunting, which of course I don't want to say witch hunting until the court come out own findings and other stuff on Samuel 12. But I think jury tempting is a fraud process or it's a foreigner process that nobody will want to temper justice with mercy on that. So I think the law should be blind and it should be independent. So trying to conspire with the jury and other stuff, I think, in my own belief, it was very wrong. If it was proven, because the jury normally they go in the deliberation room, what it does there, it doesn't come out. Myself, I've been a jury before. What happened in there, it doesn't come out. And there are rules of juror. Once you have been given the opportunity to serve as a juror, there are a lot of rules. You don't open chat room. You don't discuss the case outside. You don't have conversation with your family, even your wife in the house. You don't discuss the case with her. Once you are caught, you are going to service. Then most or least to talk about taking bribe. So according to the court that was proving that a few jurors went back to the court saying that we suspect some of our friends taking bribe and other stuff. And it was proven there were evidence. So now Minister Troy is saying that as far as he concerned, the first word that came out of his mouth was as far as he concerned that he cannot go back to face any criminal charges because 15 jurors have already set him free and they said he is not guilty. So now the court is coming out today with something different saying that the juror who served on Samuel 12 case, they are all arrested for jury tempting. So, Winston, what do you have to say about that? Before going to Leon, what do you have to say about that?
Yes, actually, Samuel Twe, I listened to him on Spoon Network, and I mean, he made a lot of allegations on Spoon Network. And after the verdict today, he also came out with a statement that the case is political, and he's not going to turn in for any extra investigation because he has been declared not guilty, and any other process thereafter is a political process meant to bring him down. And he has accused the vice president of being behind his incarceration. That the case now, the act of bringing the case back is just meant to break his wings, to keep him silent for the period of time so that he will not be a fire on the back of the government. So that is meant to silence him. That's all they are up to. It's not about seeking any justice. It's just about breaking him down. Those were the allegations that he leveled. For me, I believe if there is actual evidence that there was juror tampering, then I think the case should be recalled. And if Samuel Twe was actually not guilty for the first time, he will still be not guilty. So no need to escape justice. I think he just faced the law. Once he was not guilty, I believe he will still be not guilty. But at this time, to take a kind of posture, I mean, a defiant posture, it shows to us that probably he's afraid, probably what they are pushing here is a reality. But on the other hand, one could say maybe the allegations that he's pushing, he have already seen the reality that indeed, no matter what, when he goes back to the court, he's not going to be found not guilty. He's going to be pleaded guilty at all costs because that's what he said. So I mean, we just pray for the right thing to be done again. Liberia is all we have. The justice system. This is a test. I mean, this is a litmus test for our justice system, and this is where we are going to know as to whether we have a fair and balanced judiciary system, and we are also going to know as to whether the judiciary system has a standard or political interference.
And Winston, before Leon come in, to be very emphatic on something very straight here. Honestly speaking, myself today when I saw the writer from former Finance Minister Samuel Twe, I was shocking because Liberia is a country of law. The court came out and said that all 15 jurors you tempted with them on the basis of corruption. So they acted in your favor. Now you won the first case according to you that 15 of the jurors say you are non guilty, and now they are recalling the case because you cheated. There was a foul play. So are you telling us that it is actually true that you went and bribed the jury? If so, then even your integrity is on the line, and I think Samuel for me, I would say if what the court is saying, Samuel 12 rather just validated that to me today. I think Samuel 12 shouldn't have said that. He shouldn't have posted that. He just validated that he lacks moral in terms of public trust, and he continued to diminish his own character because to serve a former finance minister and then you try to escape justice, the same law that we all preach today. You understand? But we leave it just as it is because some will say it is political and they want to say the government want to wish harm them or it is politically driven. The mayor started accusing the vice president. The vice president is the one fighting him. So I don't know for what reason Jeremiah Kuhn, who is the current vice president, who want to fight Samuel Twain. I don't. For me, I don't see the need because you are an ex official of government, so there's no need of going by and fighting somebody who is not in government again. So anyway, but let's get to hear you. What do you make of former finance minister Samuel Twain case today? As 15 jurors have been arrested, and they are going to jail. And from all indication, the case will be recorded.
Yes, that is 1,000% right. Whenever, and it's not just in Liberia. Whenever uh, a case goes before the court and the jurors has been accused with juror tampering, they have to record the case because that case has been manipulated. That's the issue that we have had with Liberia using, like we say, like using cash violence. If you look at the demeanor of Samuel Twer all through the case, he was relaxed. He was assured that he was going to win the case because he knew very well that there was a foul play somewhere or that's going to happen. That will happen. I read a post on Instagram from one of the Liberian bloggers that stated that I think one of the jurors when she got captured and asked her how you feel, she say I mean, I'm not mad because I know I am guilty. I don't know if I read that. So if she could say she's guilty, that mean that yes, there was a foul play there somewhere. And because of that, the justice system in Liberia starts to get questioned. And I'm glad that they are going to rectify the decision to call him back to keep. I mean, all I think is somebody to post on Facebook like fly. Somebody will still go to that courtroom in the minute to do that case over. And when just as Winston said, when you are innocent or you know you're innocent and it's not your fault, you don't have to write up anything. Just go back to the court, let the process happen again. But because you know that you are not you are not innocent, you end up writing a whole lump of accusing Fabres and Akun. Man, Fabres and Akun mentioned in one of his speeches that look, I'm right here. I'm part all of your long time. I'm not coming down to your again. Why would the vice president wish hunt you? Why would the vice president look at you and say, "Oh yeah, Samuel Tuet." No, because you as foreign ministers, you have one of the most important job in we are administration. You handle money, handle monetary policies. So we are right to not accuse you, but to for you to provide us with things that have been missing. Oh, ask just to provide it to us. Nobody is wish on December 12th. So some of them go ahead and post all of the things you want to post on Facebook from now until Christ comes. He will go back to the court. And should, I think the justice system should look into it. I think Justice Minister Osborne Tuwa should look into it and make sure that next time situation like this is not going to happen with government officials. So my 110 is the juror was tempered with. Brother, how can everybody that you guys were in the same situation, everybody was found guilty except you? Come on now. Who does that? I'm on the show with Nathan. I'm on the show with
Yeah,
Winston.
seriously, and
I'm on
yes,
the,
that's why it even surprised me that you would say two to the three person or full person is guilty and you are not guilty, and when you serve ahead of the Ministry of Finance, so who authorized you to even sign document? Who authorized you to transfer money? Who authorized you to even receive a check on behalf of the ministry? So,
exactly.
for
Because
me, anyway, but it is a deep process, but anyway, but still justice will be served. I'm very sure because I can say my minister of finance, and then something going on down there and I don't know, which means my administrative skills is not even working, it's not even performing, which means I
I
have
mean
no control, which means I cannot even govern the
every
institution I'm
bill,
working in. So I
every
was shocked.
signature that was there, Senator signed on it. So Senator knew what happening in the country. Senator was sitting over the country budget. And for me, that was surprised me. John Brown was found guilty. Mary Paul was found guilty. Everybody around
Yeah,
Senator was found guilty. They tell you.
yeah.
And
You know me,
he
cut you
only,
off. Eh?
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Let me cut you off. Let be very clear. Let be crystal clear on this. At the end of the day, it is the same Liberian people who are going to suffer this.
True.
Women take more than 15 billions of dollars of the country resources. You take it, you confiscate the resources of the country. And at the end of the day, if a responsible government or if a competent court of jurisdiction try to call you to order, and then people because they have affiliation with a certain political party, and they want to say that yes, I think what we need to do as young people in this country or Liberians, we need to stop preaching politics out of sympathy. No, at
Hmm.
the end of the day, Liberia stands a lot to benefit, and Liberia stands a lot not to benefit in a given situations. So we are also using the platform. Now let us listen to what the court has to say further. Let the process go through. If even any of my relatives today or tomorrow goes to national government and try to steal government money and all that stuff, once you have found in the process, obviously you have to fill the competent court of jurisdiction. I'll be very honest. It happened to Brian Samuka before during the CDC regime. It happened to Brian Samuka and say, Madam Sally giving instruction. So if your boss tell you to go kill somebody, will you go and kill the person only because the person is your boss? So it is a repeat of what happened in the past. So I think
Nathan,
like Biro,
Nathan,
via politics, I think Liberia is going on moving on a reform trajectory, and we don't have to politicize anything. I think the best thing any decent and responsible citizen should do is to go through the legal process. Once you are free, in totality, you are free. You are a free man. Nobody going to hunt anybody. And we're also urging the court to be very transparent in the process that we don't want people to be thinking that it is politically motivated. But I believe, in my own opinion as an administrator, I think uh, the people never did well from your angle when he was there. He never did well in terms of the coordination there. You know, when you are doing things, you should think of the common people who down there, the common people who are down there. You think about them. You think about your children, future, because all
True.
the people today hearing the big names of Samuel 12, Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn, the days are getting number into politics, into national government, into leadership. We are the one coming up. So what agenda, what trajectory, what's a benchmark are they setting for us with the young people? So at time today, we're discussing it, we have to discuss it from a broad perspective, from a general point of view, so that we can be able to learn from these things. But anyway, I
yeah,
beg to move to the
uh,
next topic. Yeah, who's going to come in?
yeah. Let me just say something. I think Samuel Twelve says something as it relates to
Yeah.
the issue of juror tempering. He
Yeah.
said after the case, the jurors, after they render the verdict, and maybe the information had come out as it relates to tampering with the jurors, or any of the jurors in there have seen a clear evidence that his or her colleagues were tampered with, should have raised a dissenting view during the verdict, or anybody from the courtroom should have raised a dissenting view as it relates to the process. But none of the jurors raised dissenting view. Now they even allowed the jurors to go. Now the case was dismissed, and then after all the jurors have left, then they called them back. So his position here is whether those jurors were not also tampered with by the government to make sure they testify against him, because the political party, Unity Party officials and members were frustrated, and there was series of alarm and abra raised across the globe, across the globe, from Liberians everywhere on social media, that it was broadly and clearly known that Samuel Toure carried on corruption during the administration, and so there's no justification from the court to convince them that Samuel Toure is not guilty. So that argument was pushed by UP officials, Mo Ali, as a post, as all other United Party officials
No,
post
no.
on
Let me
social media.
come in real
So
quick.
now
Let me
he's
come in real
saying
quick.
it is based upon that pressure that they recall this case, and I mean, probably within that period of time, the jurors were already tampered with as well. That they should go back and testify that Samuel Toure, and other stuff.
So real quick, Nathan, real quick. Let me come
Yeah,
in.
go ahead, go ahead.
You see, one of the most important thing when it comes to court cases is something referred to as the court of public opinion. It's a
Mm-hmm.
very, very important thing in the entire legal process. If you
Yeah.
got a court of public opinion find you guilty, it
Mm.
was very clear that everybody surrounding this individual, Samuel Toure, was found guilty except Samuel Toure. So one and two were not adding up. So that
No, the issue is from Unity Party
how sure are you
partisans.
for Unity Party? This is the same issue
Ah, I'm on
how
social
sure are you
media.
for Unity Party?
No, I'm on social media. I'm seeing them. I know them. I'm in Liberia. I'm not a stranger here. I'm seeing
Okay,
them. I know them. And they all posting. And majority of them
so
Seditians
by
were
them posting
celebrating. Okay, that
about
day,
Ekeka Berete is wrong.
on
And you
that
give
day,
me submissions.
Samuel Toure, while UP partisans were against the verdict. That's how it was on social media. If Nathan can attest to that.
But
So which I want to
if
ask
the
you, I want
verdict
to ask you,
if the I come in Nathan, if the verdict is not in support of the evidence that we see because of of justice tempering. So what a
This is
citizens will be happy because Senator is going to walk away with all the money that he stole, and
how.
we Liberians will not be happy because the evidence are there
What's the
because
difference between
it's been
seditious and Liberian?
brainwashed it's been brainwashed by the people who are on the jury to look. Don't listen to what the lawyer going to say. Let 3 million a year. Somebody jury that I never seen the amount of money that was offered to them allegedly. So when they see it, I hope brain shake.
So
Respectfully.
what's the difference? What's the difference between seditious and Liberians?
There is no difference between citizens and Liberians, and there's
And
same
but
with the
you
difference
said seditious
between the
was
parties.
and we Liberians and
Because
seditious. So what I'm
because
saying here is
citizens
we're
because now
all
come in
Liberians,
I come in
but
citizens
divided
mind
in Mhm.
citizen
divided on a
mind
two parties.
has been stuck to the point that look, we are CDC, whether it's good or bad, right? Citizens have made the government or the government now to be against or a citizen against uh United Partisan. I'm not a member of CDC or United Party or any party in Liberia. I'm a freelancer, but we speak the truth. So so what is right needs to be said. If somebody steal money from the country and it's being celebrated, it don't say right with me as an individual. I'm going to raise alarm. What I'm in the government, I'm outside the government, and it's not just. And that's the fact. That's what I want. That's what I want us to look at. I don't like people saying they like a more Ali going. There are people who are not even unit partisans that work in the government. I also post that on Facebook. So again, it's the court of public opinion. So
Yeah,
what I'm
you
what
just
people
say
saying or not. Eh?
You just say the government, they will now post against the interest of the party that is in power. They always
So
post in
what
the
those that
interest.
posted, those that are not working in government that posted? What did you say something about that?
Partisan.
The
I know
first thing
some of them
the first
who
thing you
cannot
went
work
for,
with
the first thing you went for was the lack of what's it name, Mo Ali. Now what you said, that was the first example. I mean,
those
that
are
because
the
Mo Ali is in the government.
prominent those were the prominent ones that I will call that anybody will easily capture them. There are people that I know, partisans from a community, and other people that I know. When I call them, you don't know them. So I'll call somebody that you can easily identify. That's why I call them.
Granted, I get
I
that,
think
right? I get that, but
gentlemen,
the issue
gentlemen, I think
the issue is not what are you people on UP post or not, or people on CDC recharged or not. The issue is the jury were tampered with, yes or no.
The legal process. For me, I can't
Uh-huh.
decide whether jury temporary because I've not seen any evidence. I only
I'm
heard the
just telling you
verdict.
that somebody posted right now a few minutes ago on Facebook that a jury confessed to them being tempered.
Now, last night, what I listened to from Samuel 12, he mentioned a lady name, that lady was placed there
Oh,
by
come
the government.
on.
Lady who
Come on.
yes,
What?
I listened to his explanation that the lady had issue before even the verdict. The man had brought out this particular issue concerning that lady, and the same lady came out today and say she's guilty. So for me, once her position was already made known clear before the verdict, and she come out and made statement among, why wasn't some of the other guys making a statement,
so
only
wisdom,
her?
come in, wisdom. I beg you
Yeah.
come in. I beg you come in. I hear you saying that Senator said yesterday on Spoon that there was a particular lady that he had a problem with all
Yes.
jury. Yes, based on my experience, all
Mm.
jury are
That
entitled.
a government agent.
No, no, no,
How
no,
is
no, 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 no,
government
no, no,
agent
no,
in which
no.
sense now?
You can't be a
But
government
that
job.
was
No, no,
the
no, no,
allegation.
no, no.
But this is
There's
the
no, there's
allegation.
no
What I'm
such.
saying
Where?
here,
Winston, I come in 1 minute.
Nathan, here is the point, right? You guys are 20 in the house, and and
Yes.
almost all of you agree that the case, because after investigation, it has been clear that the case, there was tampering in the process, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, prior to that particular verdict, I have come out to accuse you, Nathan, among the group in there, that indeed you are planted by government in that particular area based on grudge that Winston took your husband from his position when I took office and all those stuff. Now, after the verdict, you, the same Nathan, was the first person to tell the media that you are guilty, and so you have no regret. You understand what I'm
Winston,
talking about? That's not fair.
yeah, I'm Winston. Honestly, listen, Winston, just listen.
And that is why
Based
I
on
don't
my
want to take
experience,
a position.
based on
What
my
I'm
experience,
saying, if there was juror tampering, I don't have issue with it. And I think Samuel 12, like I said, Samuel 12 should not be escaping. If he was
no,
not
you're
guilty
right,
first, he will still be
you're right.
guilty. But my point
But
here
listen,
is, for
just one
her,
corporate
I
education.
just want to take her statement,
Yeah, because we got people.
fine.
Yes,
Because
we are
somebody,
right.
she shouldn't have been the one flagging that issue. The messenger, she's not the right messenger.
So
Yeah,
Nathan,
okay,
please
okay, I
Because
agree.
there's already
Nathan,
two.
give me 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, Nathan.
Winston, I
Give me
come
one
here.
minute.
Leon, 1 minute, please. I think before even being a juror, they sit on our bench. You can go through the test. You go through your orientation. They give you all of your rules. They give you a sheet to you. Right after that, you have to go for jury
Mhm,
selection. At that point in time, it is
mhm,
normally done like this. At that point in time, both
mhm,
the prosecution and the defendant will
mhm,
evaluate all of the jurors. Sometimes you will be something around 15. Sometimes you'll be 20,
mhm,
you'll be 21, depending on the size of the case and other stuff. So you have something
yes.
around 23 persons sitting on a bench. So based upon the evaluation, the prosecution and the defendant do have the right to ask any juror on there any juror right there, you have the right to ask them, do you know this person? They ask the juror, yes. Do you have any relationship with the person? You respond. Do you have any issue with the person? The person will respond. The prosecution and the defendant will have conversation with their clients. Do you certify the person who yes or no? If somebody knew at the time he had the opportunity that he identified a woman from the previous stage that the woman had personal grudge for him, he had the opportunity you call to say, oh, Councilor Johnson, I do have problem with the person, and then Councilor Albert Johnson have all legal right to stay there and say, your counsel, I'm not satisfied with the person. It happens several times to the course. Several times. They
And
give you the
Now,
time.
that how it works. That how it
It
works.
happens. It is a continual process at the court. It
I
happens every
agree.
day. You can
I
ask
agree
any
with
legal
that.
practitioner will tell you this. So, but
I
but
agree
he
with
come
that.
here
I
and
agree with
say,
that, Nathan.
yes,
I agree with that. But here is the issue
yes,
now. The allegations he raised this recent time, it was not because it was not prior to the information he got. It was not prior to this the verdict. It was after this verdict when the government have started to call for re-trial when they were investigating this juror temporary. That's when he started to get information from other police. He even called names. He said Nathaniel McGill gave him information. He called other police names who called him and gave him information concerning this lady and concerning other people. In fact, what Jeremiah Kpankun told Nathaniel McGill informed him about it. And he said that on the Spoon Network. So that means that was after that he started to get this information from all these people, from all these friends. So you understand me?
Wisdom. Let's move
Yes.
to the next topic. For to be very honest, I think Samuel 12 testimony on Spoon is danger here a lot, seriously, because the grand jury, once you go in that the first thing when you are a jury, you don't even call your name, you call number. You don't even call your name. People don't even, maybe like
So
your
that's
face.
why
And when
he
you go
got the
in there, that's what I'm
information
saying.
after the whole process.
Yeah, the
So,
one saying a 12 testimony on Spoon event, even that more. Because if a jury go
they
in a
don't.
deliberation
They don't
room,
want me in yo.
everything that comes from
Mm.
in there, no one got access on it. Nobody know who for the against, nobody know who for the in, nobody know. So apparently what happened over there is like the money that was given to the juror, it wasn't distributed equally. So he raised his eyebrow. Apparently,
Everybody not eat their own. Everybody
yeah,
not eat their
everybody that
own.
money go.
For
Apparently,
me, for the evidence, the court, what I heard from the court as it relates to evidence was all about text message from telephone. I didn't hear about money. I heard about text message. That was the evidence. They said someone had phone in the hall, in the juror room.
So
That
yeah,
is why
so
the
no,
court.
no, real quick, right, right before the next
Even as
topic.
that, even as that, some legal things still had the opportunity to subpoena the GSM commander to provide evidence. So that one more, then that leave it. Then move to the next issue that has to do with the drug saga.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not defending Samuel Toure,
No,
but
no,
Yeah,
no.
I'm
We
no,
only
no,
understand. We
no.
understand. We
I'm
understand. We just trying to pull
not
them fire
looking
there.
No,
And
we
into
just kidding, we
I'm
just
not
kidding.
looking into the
We just
nitty
kidding.
gritty of the
We just
entire
kidding.
thing. I want us to get
we
No,
into
trying to
character.
put a
no.
less one
You're
back.
not getting
No,
it
put a
anywhere
less
wrong
one.
that
I'm not a
you are
one-sided. I'm
defending
not a
a former
one-sided
father.
discussion. So I'm not a one-sided discussing. I did not come to studio with the mind that XYZ person must be prosecuted because they were part of just real government. That mindset is not in me.
Yeah,
So
wisdom,
my
wisdom.
being
But I'm
Every
not
wisdom.
wisdom. To be
You
honest with
see this
you,
shit?
wisdom from a
yes.
realistic point of view, from a very clear point of view, if you were in that situation, I was going to tell you my brother wisdom never did well. To start writing very early, like you said, some mentor should be willing to face justice. And you are very right about that.
Yes,
Nobody
that's
is
my
above the
position.
law. Nobody is above the law.
I only had issue with the lady issue when he tried to use that lady as
Uh-huh.
a reason, or he tried to use the lady as
Allegedly.
evidence. That's my
Alleged.
point.
Allegedly.
Because the
Wisdom.
lady already
Allegedly.
has
It's
this
not.
allegation. Then she's the same person who have listened to the allegation. She's the same person who came out and said she's guilty.
I mean, the money. The money is someone gets to go. The
So
one on my reach.
yes, well, so
The
the
one on
semester
my
issue will
reach.
continue on Saturday, and we'll have more details as the news will unfold. We'll all want to inform the public about this. So we'll move to the judge saga. Just a recent, just today, I don't. For me, I don't know whether like bro, I've ever experienced such a just situation before,
Me connect my
and I don't know
phone.
how the
My
police.
phone is blowing
Yes,
up.
yes. That amount of drugs that I saw today, I was so very shocked. I was so panicked. As a matter of fact, I don't even know how the police got the intel that just was situated around the highway area and other stuff. It was so huge. It was a huge quantity of drugs, millions worth millions of dollar drugs. So for me, I don't know how the police got that into. I don't know what the security they were trying to carry on some reconnaissance. I don't know whether they have some intelligence around that area or they have been following that case for a very long period of time, or it was community dwellers who suspected it and decided to form to inform the security apparatus about that drugs. But for me, from a very honest point of view, I think that the John security did extremely well today. We're discussing millions of dollars. It could have been other security apparatus. They could have taken that drugs and confiscate it and sell it and get their own money and make their own money and send their children out of this country and get proper education and come back and become our leaders. Because of course the police is yet to come out to give details, but they have promised us that they are going to come out very shortly to provide some details. They are still conducting investigation. They are still trying to establish a total cost of the drugs, though it was they identified some narcotics within our bag and other stuff, but more than 15, more than 30 bags of drugs was found today. I'm not saying just the plastic bag. I'm saying almost it was in the form like a rest bed and keys, almost like you are shipping things to other country and other stuff. So I don't think people want to politicize this again to say it's politics and other stuff, but we saw and it is a good thing that the police IG itself was there, Gregory was there, the LDA bossman was there. I even saw Falcon from LBS team were there. Makeup, the Ministry of Information Cultural Affairs also sent a representative. They were there reporting. Other news institutions were there. So I think the drug situation was very clear to Liberian people that the government had no hands in it. But what really beat my imagination here today was that when I mentioned that allegedly that the drugs dealer and Senator Maggie share similar things, or they are neighbor in the same domain, in the same environment. So and then my minds go way back. The reason why I don't want really believe it until we see further investigation, because I didn't believe the vice president on what people said. The vice president took photo with somebody who was alleged into the just situation. And then so I told them, I said, but photo alone can authenticate whether this person is in partnership with the person. And at the same Liberian people coming out to say that I guess you get information about the drugs because the person live right near him, the person and he shares similar fence or the same fence, but he is in front or he is behind, the person is in front of him. So my guess should have idea on the drugs issue because it is a neighbor and other stuff, and the person have been there for more than a decade. So for me, I don't want to believe that my have a link into the drugs issue. I just want to inform the public. For me, as a host for the show, a co-host for the show, I'm saying clearly that we had to wait on the police to conduct their investigation and tell the truth. But honestly speaking, for me, I'm so much frustrated. I'm so much distressed right now when it comes to the issue of the judge saga today, especially today. Winston, you saw the judge that came out today. Hello, Winston, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, you saw the amount of judge that came out today for the country. I think for me, I will give thanks and appreciation to the police. In totality, the John security for stepping up the game. The fact of the matter, they were very swift and nobody escaped. And we saw foreigners. We saw foreigners. No one escaped. They grabbed the both of them, and then there will be other name call. I'm very sure, but from an overall point of view, I want to appreciate the Liberian National Police and the John Security for being so swift. The government of Liberia as a whole, to appreciate them for fighting just. I think For all education, one way or the other, this government is serious about making liberal just free. So, Winston, what's your view?
Um, and Nathan, the last time when you interviewed me as it relates to the progress of the government, I'll mention the fight against drugs as one of their progress being made. But as it stands, I think that statement, I'm personally looking at it critically, whether to still maintain that position or to
Mm-hmm.
visit. Yes, that's what I'm doing now because they have placed me in a position where I'm now starting to change my mind or my position from unnecessary observation. Now, this is my point. At first, we saw the DEA chasing after drug users. We saw them breaking down ghettos. We saw them arresting users and people who were selling drugs to the users and all those things. So from that angle, I feel that the government was very serious in the fight against drugs. But from the $19 million worth of drugs, Saka,
Mm-hmm.
now I started to suspect that probably there is some hidden hand behind the issue of drugs from the government angle, and the fight against drugs
I think he's having some internet.
Yeah, yeah, I think you have some technical issue, but you will have to just give a view on the issue of this just today, and you've been following what been happening in the
So
country for some
so
days just.
Nathan, people who have been following me, my friends, my colleagues, my mentees, I've always been a very uh strong supporter of the government in line to fighting drugs. Every time we have the primetime Friday, we try to incorporate the issue of drugs being abused and being used in the country, because I believe that that is one of the things that are tarnishing the record of the young people, and they are one of the things that are there, you know, destroying the future of young people. So every time I get to see the government making effort towards targeting drugs, it brings me great joy, because I know at the end of the day the government is working and we are seeing them fighting in that cycle. If there was one thing that will happen in 2029 that you will not tell the government, that you will not tell the Joe Boaga Jeremiah Kong government, is you guys did not fight drugs. That's one thing you would never say in 2029. Up to now, one of the government's stronghold is the fight against drugs. Yes, we talk about corruption, we talk about agricultural roles, but we have seen time and time and time again that the government keep fighting drugs regardless of what it is. My only recommendation that I'll have for the LDA and the joint security, it is not about getting rid of the drugs, but finding the source of the drugs. If it's anybody in government, let him be held accountable for it. Because yes, what happened if you confiscate all of these drugs today and tomorrow you found some Reba King Gray? We have to know the head of the snake and cut it out. Find, do your investigation, not just, oh yeah, we found drugs, so we appreciate you guys for that. But we want to do a thorough investigation. Are these things coming? Are these things happening because of significant figures that are in government? Are people in government supporting these addicts and these users that are destroying the young people's lives? If so, point them out. Let bring them to public ridicule. But again, I appreciate the government for continuously fighting the issue of drugs. We've seen it, and today, like you said, massive, massive, massive congratulations to the joint security. Just like you said, they could have kept getting those drugs and move on. I mean, nobody gonna know how people get drugs, but they capture it, brought it to the audience. Everybody saw it. So I say this thing every day. I appreciate the government a whole lot for fighting drugs, and I hope that they don't stop, that they keep fighting, because we are supporting them all through the way. The government is fighting drugs. We know how deadly it
Mhm.
is. I'm not gonna sit out here and every time on Friday we explain how deadly drugs is. But I can just appreciate the government for doing it. I can appreciate the joint security for capturing it and making sure that every governmental entity is aware of the situation, that our citizens as Liberians and we are being
Yeah.
informed about it. But we want the joint security to investigate thoroughly, because I think that is one of the largest conversation we have ever seen in the history of Liberia. Very, very big. So get to the root of it. Let us know how it got to Liberia, who sponsored it, and how did it come about. So I'm gonna say right now, thank you, kudos to the government, and we wish them best of luck.
Yeah, we sound that's hear you.
Yeah, I was in flight. I'm sorry that my phone actually went off because
Okay.
I actually the battery was low. But now here is the thing. Here is the thing. Oh, the fight against drugs, like I was saying, it's not about raising alarm of seizing drugs.
Mhm.
You seize drugs and you raise the alarm, and after a certain time you seize another one, you raise the alarm. For me, I think that is not the end point of the process. I think the entire investigation needs to go on. We want to see perpetrators being punished according to law. Then we know that the
Mhm.
government is actually serious. Now, dragging on one case since the 19 million drug saga came, whenever Liberians start to speak against the drugs issue, then I see government officials going against anybody who speak against the drugs situation. I see government officials coming at them. I see people still mentioning George Weah regime or during during President Weah regime, there was 100 million drug saga and all this stuff. So
It's not gonna
from
stop.
that point on, I started to think because at first the drugs fight was just with the local users in Liberia. But from the very time that big case came out, then I saw people defending. I even saw the police director defending one of the suspects at the Senate. So you see, from that point, I too started to think as of whether there are big hands in government. Because how are the drugs coming into the country? How? If the security system is so effective to the extent that they are tracking down all these drugs, how then are they entering into the country? So somebody somewhere must be aware of these drugs coming in, and based upon this agreement, then another person try to fight. Probably it's just a kind of internal struggle that making these secrets to come out. But somebody, people in the system know about the drugs coming and those people should be brought to book. Then we Liberians can beat our chest and say, yes, our government is all for business, and there's it's not going to be business as usual. So with the fight against drugs, until then, we are just because look, you just talk about 19 million, now you're talking about over 100 plus million worth of
Mhm.
drugs. So how
Mhm.
are these drugs entering the country? And people
Mhm.
accuse so many people like Sekou Dukle and the rest. For me, I don't want to take just ordinary allegation as a reality. No, because I
Mhm.
love to see prima facie. I love to see prima facie with reasonable suspicions. So if those pieces of evidence are not available, and somebody just make allegation like someone saying, "Oh, the drug is found right near Nathaniel McGill house," or Vice President Jeremiah Kpankun was standing in photo with this other person, then you want me to just agree. When I hear that allegation, all I can say is that let the state security do their job, let them do their due diligence by investigating said allegation. If it is a reality, then the individual must face the law. That's it.
Mhm. Mhm.
But instead of just raising all those allegations, someone said during the CDC part, the headquarter opening ceremony, that Colombian guy was standing with George Weah, and I mean, all those kind of things. So that's my point for now
Okay, okay,
regarding the
Winston.
drug saga.
Yeah, Winston. Yeah, yeah. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. We all trying to make like be a place that we all can sit. Once we get old, be able to enjoy it, and we'll make it a decent one for our children to come. There will always be politics, and there will always be agreement and disagreement as from the current finance minister say, there will be alignments and realignment. So we expect all of these things, but as a matter of fact, while we're on the show, we just received communication from the MDR that Councilor Kopokra, the chairman of the Movement for Democratic Reconstruction, is saying the Minister of Labor and emphasized that such members should consider resigning the party. Anybody who dislikes the party structure should be able to resign from the party. I think NDR is trying to have some fight with him. We'll try to reach out to MDR tomorrow because we just received their communication that they are done with their party structure in terms of the recent convention. So, and then Corporate Cry is saying anybody who dislike the party structure should be able to resign from the party politics every day, and it has to do with leadership. Nima Kante has been what I know as MDR stronghold. So we'll get to the leadership of MDR this week. If we can get there on Saturday, we'll be very grateful. We'll be very grateful for that opportunity. We have Precious B. Jackson is following us. Precious is always following. Precious said, not everyone who is not in favor of of the current government is a sedition. There are other political parties around here. And she moved further by saying the LDA needs more and modernized equipment to direct drugs. If you visit the various borders, you will understand that the LDA are searching for drugs with their hands and eyes others instead of other ways around. LDA is doing well. Kudos to the team. We have Mrs. Grant. The boy was saying the vice president is a decent man. There are other comments. Because we are going live. There are other comments. So one Tony was also following us. There are other comments that were here. Let me see top comments. We actually like to read our people comment. We have Lawrence Spencer say Liberia will not remain the same. We have Tony. I hope our 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 prayer will be answered. Lawrence Spencer say it leave with them. So there are a lot of comments here today. There are a lot of comments. So we want to say thank you to all of our followers. We say keep following us. We'll take our party comments from our guests in the studio today. It was a fascinating and very debatable conversation today. It was so much. It was on a level of high IQ, and we want to appreciate them. So we'll take our party comment. We'll take Winston first. Winston will make a party comment, and then we'll go to the end and we'll take a day for today. But like I said previously, we will reach out to MDR. We'll probably have them here on Saturday to discuss some internal fight within the party. So we'll reach out to Winston. Winston will have to give a party comment before going to Liam. So Winston, just a minute.
Yes. Firstly, I want to close up on the situation with Samuel Twe and Nora Finabono that justice should be done. If they are guilty, let them face the full weight of the law, and if they are not guilty, and let them be set free. There should be no extended or political interference with the justice system. Let there be fair judiciary system so that the judiciary or the justice system will be trusted by the citizens of Liberia. Now, with regards to the drug saga, I think the DA need to go beyond just arresting drugs around. They need to go beyond that. When you arrest the drugs, bring especially for this huge consignment of cocaine, when you arrest it, we want to see perpetrators coming to book. We want to see them going to jail. We want to see people, being fined, and let the law take its course. Not just about you arresting huge assignment of drugs and pronouncing it to the Liberian people, but we want also to see you taking steps against people who are bringing drugs into our country. And I want the LDA and the police or state security to also be vigilant as it relates to the entry points, how these drugs are coming into the country. Let there be serious investigation. Those who are responsible for various entry points, they need to be investigated because the drugs are not yet flying into the country. They have to pass through various ports and they have to pass through various borders. So, for the fight again for how far they gone, I want to say kudos so far. At least they have tried their best, but they need to go beyond what they have done. And the president need to act in terms of being very, 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 very straightforward and not allowing sympathy to prevail.
Okay, thank you. We before Leon, I just want to squeeze in another development that we left out today that we broadcast on Central Communication Network. We say ECOWAS appoints two Liberians to key regional position, the authority of head of states and government of the Economic Community of West African State, ECOWAS, has appointed two Liberians to senior positions within regional institutions for the 2026-2030 terms. The appointees are Councillor Charlie M. Bronsky, who will serve as a judge of the ECOWAS Community Court of Justice, and Mr. Depu Wazuo, a Bureau Deputy Minister for Economic Management at the Ministry of Foreign Finance and Development
Yeah.
Planning, MFDP, who has been named Commissioner for Economics Affairs and Agriculture at the ECOWAS Commission. The appointment was approved by the authorities following the recommendations from the 96th Ordinary Session of the ECOWAS Council of Ministers as part of the effort by the regional body to strengthen its institution and advance in regional integration over the next 4 years. So, Leon, before you come in, I want to say congratulations on behalf of the Central Communication Network to Minister Depu Wazu and Madam Charlie Bernstein for the appointment. So we hope and pray that it will serve well. And congratulations to Liberia as well. So Leon will go in for your party coming.
Yeah, to just add that to my parting comment, I'd like to say congratulations. Charlie Brunson is a very promising young lawyer, and I
Okay.
think her appointment is not a mistake, and she's going to represent Liberia very well. I don't know the other guy from Finance Ministry, but I think it is based upon repetition and proper recommendation that he's been placed there, and I told that, and I'm very much sure that the both of them they are too young and promising individuals, young Liberians who will bring the name of the country and will high, they will properly represent us out there. I'm very sure of that, and I'd like to say congratulations.
Okay. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
thank you, Nathan. I think one of the trend that we can all admit in the broadcast Coon administration is the pattern of young people excelling. If it is working in government or going out there representing, you see the pattern of young people excelling. Councilor Bronskin is a very, we all know who she is, a very patriotic person who believes, who have that zealousness and passion within her. We know that she will do excellently well. She'll do an astute job while she's over there. To conclude, I want to thank the government of Liberia again for the continuous fight towards drugs. We hope that it's not just a 1 day, 1 year thing. We hope that whatever government take over, whether it's CDC or in the party again that takes over, will continue the fight of the fight of against drugs in Liberia. And to our people in on the other side, is CDC. We are not targeting Samatua, nor are we targeting Finabondo. We are just speaking from an unbiased opinion and let the law take its course. If Finabondo is innocent, the law will prove it. If Detour is innocent, the law is also going to prove it. So we are governed by a constitutional body referred to as the Constitution of 1847. So we wish them the best of luck, and we hope that justice will be done to everyone regardless of who you are. Thank you, Nathan.
Thank you very much. Anyone who does not like our party structure should resign and find another party. It was a voice of Copper Crown not too long, so we'll meet them and bring them on the platform to discuss in-depth happening with the
Ladies
MPR.
and
So before we
gentlemen,
take down our curtain or draw down our curtains on today's edition, I want to say thank you to all of our followers. Thank you to our CEO, Mr. Sam Grant, for this platform as we continue to get bigger. I want to say thank you to our host, to you to some unforeseen.
turn up, turn up,
I
turn
always
up.
say unforeseen because we're not seeing it. due to some unforeseen circumstances, she was unable to be here today. But at least the show was conducted in the absence of Mrs. Veronica Grant. We hope to be here again tomorrow with different team on the inside Liberia. Before you hear my voice again, it's on Saturday. See you. Bye bye. Thank you for following.
Time for the Central TV. Yeah.